Drizzle, the little cloud who just couldn't stop crying. High above the earth, where the sky was a vast playground filled with puffy, fluffy clouds, there existed a remarkable place, Cloud Academy. Each year, the most talented and promising clouds from all across the kingdom would gather there to learn. To become the finest clouds in the sky, that was the dream at Cloud Academy. These clouds were stunning, large, white, and fluffy, reminiscent of cotton candy drifting high above. Some mastered the art of painting breathtaking sunset hues, while others discovered the secret of forming whimsical shapes. And the truly exceptional clouds? They even learned to create. Rainbows graced the skies as usual, yet this year, something was different. Among the new students was a small cloud named Drizzle. Drizzle stood out from the others. She wasn't fluffy or white. Instead, she was a shade of gray and had a peculiar tendency. She cried constantly. Drip, drip, drop, her tears were unending. Whenever Drizzle felt nervous, excited, or even just a touch happy, she would cry. And when a cloud sheds tears, it rains. The other clouds weren't exactly thrilled about Drizzle's presence. "Oh great, here comes Rainy McCraneface," grumbled Cumulo, the fluffiest cloud in the academy. "Every time she's around, we have to pause. Playing cloud tag is no fun when everyone's avoiding getting wet," Syrah, a delicate cloud who adored basking in sunlight, complained. "And don't even talk to me about sunbathing time," she added with a touch of exasperation. Her presence seemed to dampen the mood. Even the usually joyful rainbow clouds let out a sigh as Drizzle drifted past. "We can't create any magic like this," they lamented. They always said, "You can't have rainbows if it's always raining." Drizzle did everything she could to belong. She practiced puffing herself up to appear fluffier, but only managed to resemble a gray cotton ball. She tried to hold back her tears, yet the more she tried, the more she poured. The only person who seemed to understand Drizzle was Professor Nimbus. The most compassionate teacher at Cloud Academy, had a large, fluffy beard and a voice reminiscent of a gentle rumble of thunder. "Don't worry, Drizzle," he reassured her soothingly one day, accompanied by a tender breeze. "Every cloud has its unique purpose, even if it doesn't appear so now. Someday, you'll discover yours." She sniffled. "But everyone hates me," she murmured through her tears. "Nonsense," replied Professor Nimbus with a gentle smile. "They simply haven't gotten to know you yet. Give it time." One bright morning, the fluffy clouds gazed down at the children playing below. Eager to lend a hand, they drifted over, offering a refreshing shade and a light drizzle. Drizzle eagerly drifted down to join in the fun. But as soon as she arrived, the children shrieked, darting away to escape her rain. "You spoiled our game, Drizzle," Cumulo shouted. Her gray color deepened, and she began to weep even more. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, her tears falling like rain. The other clouds at the academy grumbled. "Can't you just leave?" Drizzle's heart felt heavy. She had put in so much effort to fit in, but it seemed she would never truly belong. With a sense of defeat, she drifted away from Cloud Academy, heading back home. Initially, the other clouds felt a wave of relief. At last, the rain had ceased, and cheers erupted. But then, something unusual occurred. Trouble brewed beneath Cloud Academy. The land was parched. It hadn't seen rain in days. Lakes were shrinking, grass was fading to brown, farmers' crops were withering under the relentless sun, and animals were becoming restless. Professor Nimbus, feeling parched with concern, urgently summoned an emergency meeting at Cloud Academy. "We have to aid the kingdom," he declared with a booming voice. "Who among us can bring relief to the land?" The clouds eagerly stepped forward to volunteer. Cumulo drifted gracefully over the fields, casting a cool shadow to shield them from the scorching sun. "Voila!" he exclaimed triumphantly. "Problem solved." The crops required more than just shade. Then, the rainbow clouds made an effort. They painted vibrant arcs across the sky, attempting to lift spirits. "Aren't we beautiful?" they exclaimed. However, their beauty couldn't replenish the rivers or quench the thirst of the animals. Professor Nimbus furrowed his brow and asked, "Do you understand why the land is?" As the land grew parched, he turned to the clouds for answers. They exchanged anxious glances. "We're not sure," admitted Cumulo, his voice tinged with concern. "We've tried everything, casting shadows over the fields, painting rainbows across the sky, but nothing seems to help." Professor Nimbus drifted closer, his fluffy beard sagging with the weight of his thoughts. "I think I know what's. Something's amiss," he declared. "We've overlooked someone crucial." Professor Nimbus nodded gravely. "It's Sarah Drizzle. She's been missing for weeks. Without her rain, the land will perish." The clouds gasped in shock, finally understanding Drizzle's vital role. "We must find her," insisted the rainbow clouds. "But how?" Cumulo asked, puzzled. "We have no idea where she disappeared to." Professor Nimbus, with a knowing smile, replied, "Leave that to me." Meanwhile, Drizzle found herself sitting on a serene hill, miles away from Cloud Academy. She couldn't help but miss attending school, even though the other clouds hadn't been kind to her. She wondered if they hadn't even realized she was missing, when suddenly, she caught a familiar rumble. "Professor Nimbus!" Drizzle exclaimed, floating up to greet him. "What brings you here?" Nimbus replied urgently, "Drizzle, we need you. The kingdom is in peril. The land is parched, and the crops are withering. Only you can save us." Drizzle exclaimed, astonished. "But all I do is make everyone wet and gloomy." "No," corrected Professor Nimbus. "You bring life. Without your rain, nothing could flourish. You're more vital than you think." Drizzle's gray hue softened slightly. "Truly?" Drizzle asked. "Absolutely," Professor Nimbus affirmed. "Nimbus, come on, let's return." When Drizzle made his way back to Cloud Academy, the other clouds erupted in cheers. "Drizzle, you're back." Cumulo spoke up, apologetic. "We're truly sorry. We didn't appreciate you. We thought you weren't essential and believed we could manage without you." S added, "Yeah, that was really unkind of us. Will you forgive us?" Drizzle asked with a gentle smile. "Of course," she replied, her heart so full of joy that tears began to fall. Drip, drop. The rain descended softly upon the parched earth, nurturing the crops to life and replenishing the rivers. The animals danced with joy. The kingdom was saved. Drizzle had truly come to the rescue. Professor Nimbus gave her a proud pat on the head and said, "See? Every cloud has a purpose, even you."
The end.